I'm Hubert Bourne. We're the owners of this, and my lovely wife Jennifer here. We're lovely owners of this Mercedes 2014. Yeah, we've bought her brand new in Kelowna. Had her the whole time. Been from Newfoundland to Los Angeles and everywhere in between.
Welcome to Honey. Come on in and have a tour. So this is the Unity MB, which means Murphy bed. So we have the sofa bed here that also turns into a dinette. And then for nighttime, the cushions come off and the bed comes down, and we have a really nice, like, larger than a queen, but not quite a king size bed. Some photographs of Norway, where my roots are from, and Hubert's Newfoundland. Yeah, so this is our entertainment area. As you can see, we have a large screen TV that pops up out of the counter, which is pretty cool.
We love the freedom. I'm a builder, so I'm always moving around. I need a place to live that I can get on site quick and be comfortable, and as you can see, we're pretty comfortable. But mostly freedom. Mostly freedom. We love to travel. We love to be in the woods and be in nature, and you know, we get to the ferry and, oh, we missed the ferry. Oh, so now we have to watch a Netflix movie and like make tea and play crib and stuff. So it offers a real comfort to travel.
We love this lifestyle. It benefits our health with our mobility, being able to go to so many places in nature, and we love to mountain bike and rock climb and hike and adventure, and so this lifestyle really allows us to see so much of the world and be active and outdoors. We have lots of pantry space in here, so don't mind the mess, but supplements and extra breads and whatnot, tea selection. We love the Cortez Island Black Jaguar cacao. Fridge, we've got a nice size freezer. Keep it pretty stocked up. We were having some problems with this door, so we had to put a child lock on it, otherwise it flies open when we're driving. But again, lots of room, and it's like Tetris, so everything has its place, and the better you are at Tetris, the more you can fit in. Pantry. Really nice use of space here for all our oils and spices. There's a convection oven up here. We're not really microwave people, but it does work as an oven as well. So that's a really nice feature for grilling veggies and all that. We're big on drinking clean water, so we've installed the Kangen water system. So it's a alkaline water. You can get up to 9.5 for your drinking water. So that just hooks up directly through the tap system, and then your drinking water comes out through this. So filters through. Here we have our dishes, our dish cupboard. It's very particular when we're driving. Things move around a lot, and you always feel like the stuff's gonna come flying out of the cupboards, and so all the extra little pieces to keep things kind of in place. And even though the cupboards do lock, it still rattles around a lot, and it feels like things are gonna fly out. So this is our kitchen. Nice sink here with the extra counter space, which is super useful because cooking in such a tiny kitchen is really difficult. And extra counter space as well here is crucial for just putting the cutting board on when you're preparing food, and when you're cooking. We have a nice 2-burner stove, and our spices go there. We've got our knife block there. Again, Tetris, and everything has its place in the motorhome, and it all has to be put in sort of in a particular way so that everything fits. For example, the kettle fits inside of the frying pan at the front here, and the frying pan has to go in a certain way in order for everything to fit. The Dyson, this is like my best friend in this machine, especially with the dog coming in and out all the time. Like, I swear I vacuum like 3 times a day just because he's bringing in a lot, and living on the road, that's what happens. This is our skylight. It's really nice. It opens up to get some airflow in, and it has a bug screen that you can close off that way so you can still have airflow. And then we're also particular about having things really dark at night, so it's really nice that that just closes off and blocks out any extra light from the moon or...
In 6 years, we only did that. It only happened one time. Jen called it. She's like, I don't think we should park here. I'm like, but I like the waterfall. It's behind. It was going to be nice to sleep. And next thing, tuk, 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 can't park here. So it's a little bit unsettling at first, not having the comfort and the security of home. But you really do, it just becomes more natural over time. And just like everything else. So we get comfortable with it a little bit more so for me than Jen, I think. I feel a little bit more comfortable with it, and I've spent a bit more time in it because she was running a clinic in Kamloops while I was gallivanting more, so.
It can be challenging as well to find a spot to park because we don't often stay in campgrounds. We like to, we really like to adventure and drive around and what we call sneaky camping. So sometimes if it's late at night and you're driving around trying to find that perfect spot, it can be a challenge, and you can't disappear when tensions arise and we're fighting or we're arguing over where we're going to park for the night. I can't just take off and go to a different room. It's like we really have to sit with that tension and work it out. More storage up here, again, just kind of books and games and extra. I've got my box of essential oils and stereo. This unit, we did have the option to get an extra table, which when it's just the two of us, this is perfect for us to eat at. It kind of swivels around. We like to play crib as well, so we can sit here together or swivel the other chair around. It gets to be a lot when we're taking the cushions off and bringing the bed up and down all the time. It's tedious, but we really appreciate it for the extra space and storage that we get in this unit. And then the dinette is, again, you have to set up the table and move the cushions around to create all that extra space or to set up the dining table. But it is nice because we can actually host up to 6 people in here for a meal. Over here we have coat storage, so extra hats and toques and jackets there, and footwear down below. Everyone gets a cupboard, so that one's Hubert's. And me being a woman, I have more shoes, so my shoe cupboard is here. And then the dog also gets his own with his food. So this is our first motorhome purchase, and it is basically like getting a second mortgage. I think the price tag on this unit was $160,000.
Yeah, we were $180 when we bought it out. So we put the down payment down. I think it was $5,000 down, and then we paid it off while we were building the house. I had a mortgage from the house. Jennifer had a home in Kamloops, and we were living together there. Then I had the genius idea to sell her home, buy a property, and build a bigger, newer home. So I would park Honey on the site, set up with my trailer and the full camp, because I could work later and then I wouldn't have to do any foolishness. And it was really a stressful time for both of us. There's a lot of money on the line, and we knew we were going to sell Jen's house, but just to have the security of everything we need, it was something to fall back on. Once I finished the home, we remortgaged and paid Honey off completely. So at that time, we got out probably $180. And right now, there's a 6-month wait on these rigs, at least. And you're looking at two and a quarter. That's 6 years later. And we could sell this now for what we paid for it.
So here we are in the bathroom. It's got a nice privacy door here that slides closed. Again, one of the reasons why we picked this unit is because of the large size of bathroom. Having big storage here, there's a nice wardrobe, tons of room for our clothing, extra bins down there, and then we both get a drawer. So tons of storage in this unit, and it's only 25 feet long, so it's pretty pretty amazing what they've been able to pack in here. And again, no bedroom means more living space, and the bed just folds away at night. A linen cupboard up above here, so just keeping our extra towels and dishcloths. One thing we found, we just moved to the coast from the interior and it's very wet here. So a dehumidifier in the unit has been absolutely essential. We're troubleshooting basically all winter, and we finally bought a bigger unit that seems to be doing the trick, because before we were wiping down the inside of the cupboards every morning, sometimes twice a day, just to keep everything from damp and mold. So essential. And again, more storage down below, extra cleaners and shampoos and things like that. And then the part that we also love is the nice big shower. So great shower space, nice skylight to look out at the trees, as well as it's a good spot to keep our laundry bag. Yeah, the toilet, we are creatures of comfort, so we've added a bidet seat. So now that we have extra water where we're connected here, we can have that little cleaning function. And one more little cupboard up above here. First aid kit, extra toilet paper. Yeah.
It takes a very unique person to allow themselves to enjoy it. Most people would enjoy it. Everybody loves camping. Who doesn't love camping? And you're playing by the fire, but where are you going on Sunday? You're heading back to your house, and and so Sunday, and we're sitting there and everyone's leaving the campsite and we're still there. We don't have to leave. We have Starlink internet and we can work anywhere in the world, really. So it takes someone with work freedom, a sense of adventure, patience, and disposable income would be efficient.
Yeah, flexibility to, different circumstances arise, and, you can be very innovative. And we love, pulling into a grocery store parking lot and going and buying food and coming in here and cooking versus going out for a meal. Yeah, we love, being able to just go to the bathroom while we're on the road, or, make some tea while we're at the gas pump, things like that are just the little conveniences end up being really fun.
You're going to start this type of lifestyle, start with a smaller van, something a little bit more affordable, something to get into the market and see if you like it. Just like going to another country, you can't get it in 2 weeks. You gotta spend that time there. You gotta go through the ups and downs and commit and give it an effort. And if it's not for you, it'll become obvious.
We're pretty comfortable in this unit. We are homeowners as well, but we have chosen to rent out our home and be a little more nomadic and spend some time on the road and traveling around and minimizing our footprint and our impact, so to speak. So we have a furnace. The Nomadic furnace, it has a propane furnace. There's also an air conditioner and a heat pump. We also have a generator, so the generator will power everything. This unit has 2 solar panels on the roof and 2 lithium deep cell batteries. So we have lots of other options when it comes to power. We usually have this process where I do the inside stuff when we're ready to hit the road. I do the inside stuff, making sure that all the cupboards are locked down and that everything's sort of off the counters that could end up tumbling when we hit the roads. Those are called the pink jobs on the inside, and then he detaches the water and the power and the sandy pump lines and things like that on the outside. And just like my grandparents used to do when they motorhomed, is he'd give me a knock on the wall there to let me know that his outside stuff is done, and vice versa, and then we can hit the road. Living in a van has taught me a lot about myself in terms of the little particulars that you take for granted, having a home, and having the space and the freedom.
What I've learned is that you really need to love the woman that you're 6 feet away from. And you're there every day together. And the working through the not being able to run away from an argument. We've had a lot of emotional growth. We don't need those big giant houses. I mean, I built a 5-bedroom house, and I mean, 3 people are going to move in there. I could put 9 of these in there. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, the waste is unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, our water consumption, we have 45-liter water tanks, so, you know, we have to be careful with that. Our very first night we went camping, we blew through it that night. We went up to Wells Gray, and we're showering and we're doing dishes, and then
The next day we're like,
the pump's like,
we
what?
have to go
And
get
they're
water
like,
already.
because, you know, our behaviors were wasteful. Our behaviors were, you know, we weren't careful about what we needed.
We've also traded off the owning a home and the responsibility of that. For van life, there's more sort of logistics that have to happen in terms of figuring out where we are getting water next, and, you know, where is a dump, and, you know, even garbage and recycling. You know, you don't just have the easy access of putting it out on the road. You actually have to find somewhere that will take it. So you definitely become more mindful. Just up above the door here, we have our sort of utilities panel. So this tells us about our power. Right now we're plugged in, so it's called the float charge. There's also the inverter here that will invert the power from the batteries to a couple of the plugs. And then we have the generator power, so to start up the generator if we need that. The water pump is here. Our levels for propane, how much is in the black tank, the gray, our fresh water, and our battery power. This here is our hot water. So we can either choose propane or electric. Oh, this was for some stabilizing jacks that we had on the bottom, like underneath the unit, to stabilize for balance. This, like, what is this button? This button brings our slide in and out. So we're just gonna bring the slide in so you can see how much space it takes up. It just adds so much more space. So that's with the slide fully in. The nice part about having the slide as well is the bed can still come down. So when we're on the road and we're sneaky camping, what we call it, pulling into a neighborhood late at night and just pulling the blinds down and putting the bed down, we don't necessarily have to have the slide out. We're pretty excited to share our adventures, and we traveled across Canada 2 falls ago, and we traveled 7,000 kilometers, and it cost us $1,000 in fuel. So as a diesel engine, we love this rig. It's very efficient.
Very efficient. It's better fuel economy than her Jetta 1.8 turbo that we sold. It would get to Vancouver cheaper than the 4-door sedan. We're like, goodbye 4-door sedan. Just the fact to have your food, your comfortable bed, what you're familiar to, you know. Yeah. When you go to a hotel, you've never been there before, you can't really relax, you know? But when we could be outside a sketchy park in San Francisco, we could be, you know, in Bend, Oregon, getting knocked down by Mount Shasta. We've parked up over Yosemite. We've been to the Redwood Cedars. We've been across Canada to Ontario and Quebec and Mont Tremblant, and
all the way to Newfoundland. And the people that we get to meet along the way is actually really special too, because it is a beautiful unit, and so we get a lot of, you know, visitors and curiosity sparked in others. So meeting people and traveling is just what
very important
fills us up. So this is a leisure travel van, and there's a whole group of owners throughout Canada and the United States, and they've actually set up an owners group where people will offer a place to stay at their homes or on their properties. And so it's a really great way to meet other owners. And, you know, it's this free sort of hosting experience. So they actually give us a map of all over Canada and the United States where other owners that we could go and visit and stay with. And, you know, some of them have power and water and sandy dump and things like that. So, well, in our experience, the mattress that came with this RV wasn't very comfortable. So it took a lot of troubleshooting. We had a memory foam mattress topper on it for a while, and eventually we just got a new custom mattress.
It's a little bit bigger than the queen. It's about 8 inches wider than a queen. We've had several sleepovers with friends that couldn't sleep anywhere else. This is fully adjustable here, so we can, if we're parked into a curb or a little bit off level, we can adjust the bottom of the bed up and down this way. But this way we have to be a little bit careful on our parking. Like
yeah,
literally,
it can sometimes be a little tedious at late at night when you just want to get to sleep and you've been traveling for a long time, and to take all the cushions off and pull it down. But really, it's a couple minutes. Okay.
So that was the bed, and now it's the chaise lounge. And this is for the day bed if you want to just have a nap or
Both of
snuggle
us
up and
can
watch
snuggle and lay there.
watch a movie. Bed to lunch to dinner. So it does this. So it does fit 4 really good friends. Treat people kind and be helpful and be funny, and you know, I'm from Newfoundland. That's in my blood. You know, we're a funny people. We're silly. We're jokey. It's so much stress out there and so much going on. If we can just be light and add that little bit of joy to someone.
Yeah, live simply, but live fully. On Instagram at Jen Larson 111. We're in the process of creating new adventures, and you can watch for the Live and Give project, which is yet to
Manifest.
unfold.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please share it with a friend. Also, if you want to watch more alternative dwellings, we got a playlist popping up right here, and we release new episodes every single Sunday, so consider subscribing.